हाय गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। आज हम लोग स्पेसिफिकली हीटसिंक डिज़ाइन कैसे करते हैं पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स कंपोनेंट के लिए वो पढ़ने वाले हैं। लेकिन उसमें मज़ेदार बात यह है कि हम लोग सिमुलेशन सॉफ्टवेयर यूज़ करने वाले हैं CFD, और उसमें हमें गाइड करने के लिए हमारे साथ आज एक दिग्गज यूट्यूबर हमारे साथ अवेलेबल है जो हाईली प्रोफेशनल स्किल्ड है CFD ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम के लिए। तो प्रोफेसर गायकवाड़ सर हमारे साथ में है। उसके पहले हम उनकी तरफ जाए, मैं आपको हाउ टू डिज़ाइन हीटसिंक, व्हाट इज़ द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ हीटसिंक, ये आपको समझाना चाहता हूँ इन पावर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स। एवरीबडी नोज हीटसिंक मीन्स व्हाट, some metal piece is there which conducts the heat, which takes the heat into the heat, that is called as the sinking of heat. So sinking of heat from the power devices to the particular metal piece, that is called as the heat sink. Now there are some things which is required for a particular designing of heat sink. So we required fins, we required some holes to be done on the heat sink, or we required a perfectly black body to absorb the maximum heat for the conduction of heat into the particular metal. That is made we made with the, that is called as the heat sink. So how to made this heat sink in CFD, that will train today by my friend Professor Sanjay Gaikwad sir is here. You can see here I have drawn a MOSFET which is a power electronic high power switch. Now whenever this high power switch is conducting, it dissipates large amount of power, because we know that the MOSFETs, IGBTs, they are used at very high frequency at very high voltages. So whenever they are operated at high frequency and high voltages, they emits the heat. Now that heat should be absorbed, otherwise what will happen, the junction temperature of these power devices will increases, and accordingly what will happen, the power devices may get damaged because of the excessive dissipation of heat, and localized hotspot will get created inside the device. So to avoid the damaging of these high power devices, we require the heatsink to absorb the heat from that power devices. Now how to design this heatsink in CFD, that is the job of Professor Sanjay Gaikwad sir. He will better help us in designing that heatsink in CFD. I will hand over my mic to the Professor Gaikwad sir, and he will tell you how to do it in brief in CFD. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, and good morning, friends. Today we will learn something different. As Professor Javle sir told you that in electronics heatsink there is a problem of hotspot. But how to deal with that problem of hotspot, and how we can predict whether that hotspot will appear or not. So for that purpose we can do a simulation. That simulation mostly used in mechanical engineering, but by looking at the application of electronics components, I thought that why not to share my knowledge to electronics people. So that's why I'm sharing you. So here as the heatsink we will going to design. You can see the drawing. It is aluminum plate, and you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 4 fins in one row. Then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So near about 12 fins are there, which is act as a heat sink. But while simulation of the heat sink in a particular software, we need to draw a figure or design that component in 3D modeling software. There are n number of 3D modeling softwares are used in particularly mechanical engineering, just like AutoCAD, then SolidWorks, ProE, CATIA. But here I will demonstrate you how we can draw a heat sink in ICM CFD. This ICM CFD is a software from ANSYS. So in that I will demonstrate step by step, but here we will try to understand our problem definition. We have selected one heat sink of 15 mm by 15 mm, it means very small, and which is having the fins of near about 12 fins, that is a solid components. But for simulation we need to give some air components. It means we should need to give a boundary condition. Boundary condition is nothing but we need to specify this problem in some constraint domain. To decide that domain, I have projected a line from the base. so that it will form a air duct. And once we will get a air duct, we need to define from which side air is coming inside the fin or inside the surface. So for that purpose, you can see I have shown air in, that is the inside, and air go out. And if you look at the here at the base, there is a heat flux or temperature we need to give. As sir told that there is a, at a junction point there is a very high temperature may occurs, and which may lead hotspot problem. So for that purpose, we need to define what should be the temperature or heat flux. Heat flux is watt per meter square. If you know area and you know how much watt is generated by the particular components, then you can convert into heat flux, that is a watt per meter square. You can give that boundary condition also. But for our introductory problem, we have given temperature, we have fixed the temperature, we have given the temperature, and we try to simulate this problem so that at least we can know that whether such kind of heat sinks is perfectly used for application or not, whether there is a problem of this inlines fin or not, how the air circulation happens inside the two fins, that we can predict or that we can visualize. So computational fluid dynamics is the software which is used to visualize the flow physics, what will happen inside the domain, and we can predict the performance of heat sink, whether that heat sink is really good or not, depending on the temperature profile whatever we will get across the full domain. It means what should be the temperature of base and what should be the temperature of fin, that we can predict, we can plot a graph, so that it will help to the designer that whether that heat sink will better or not, that heat sink will satisfy the duty, satisfy the load of our electronics component or not. So that things we will see step by step. I will use three software in particular simulation. The first one is ICM CFD, which is used for drawing, or you can say designing, and meshing. Meshing is nothing but the discretization of the full domain into small components. Meshing is required for giving the boundary condition or solving the different equations used in CFD, computational fluid dynamics, just like Navier-Stokes equation, in which there is energy components, momentum components, and continuity equation. Continuity equation is nothing but the what is coming in and what is going out, that can be balanced. So that is nothing but the continuity equation. So it can happen in ICM CFD, that is geometry creation and meshing. Next component or next software we will use, that is Fluent. Again, it is a product of ANSYS. Fluent is a solver part. It means whatever you can see the boundary condition. Boundary condition, it means what condition I have given at the particular surface is nothing but the boundary condition. That we can define boundary condition, and we can set some criteria, and we will say computer to solve it. So that solving of that iterative method is happens in that software that is called as Fluent. And once we will reach up to our convergence criteria, when the solution is completely converged, then we will use third software, that is a CFD Post. CFD Post is one software which is used to see different results, just like a temperature profile, velocity profile, contours, and simulation also. Simulation, it means how the air circulation happens inside the two fins. That can also we can see from that simulation. So these three software I will try to demonstrate step by step in next part. So thank you, and hope you will enjoy this tutorial.
Hello friends, today we will see thermal management of heat sink. Before that, we will draw a heat sink in a square diagram. So I will start my designing. So what I will do, I will draw from the points here, Then I will take a square of 15 centimeter by 15 centimeter. Say apply here. Then I will go again 15 in y direction, and here is 0. So this is the base of heatsink, which will be used for thermal management purpose, particularly in electronics. So here you can see here. And what I will do, I will give some thickness to this heatsink. Here I will copy, I will give thickness of 10 mm. So Z direction 10, sorry, it's 1 mm. I will say it is a 15 mm of 15 mm, not a centimeter. It is in mm. So what I will do, I will make a surface 1 2 3 4 4. This drawing or design we are doing in ICM CFD, which is known as thermal management software, or you can say the software which is used for find out how we can cool the heatsink. Particularly this ICM CFD is only used for drawing purpose. Suppose anybody willing to design, then he or she can use this drawing. Okay, so this is the purpose. So I will select 2 point and I will sweep this surface. Particularly now you can see, then again I will transfer this face to 1 mm. Okay, so here is the thickness. Now what I will do, I will draw a rectangular fins on this surface. So for that purpose, what I will do, I will take 1 point. This point I will take exactly 1 mm in X direction and Y direction. Here it is, and I will take 1 mm by 1 mm. So distance again, not 1 mm, it is near about I will take 5 mm. Oh no, it is going somewhere else. 0, it is a bigger one, so I will reduce the dimension. I have intentionally kept a small dimension so that it will be easy for simulation purpose. Otherwise you can increase the dimension to check the results. Okay, so here it is. Again I will go in Y direction 2 mm, so that 2 by 2 of one heatsink I will get here. So right, then I will transfer this point in Z direction, that is the height. Okay, so Z direction I can say 10 mm. Here it is. Okay, then I will draw lines and I will draw surface also. Yes, then I will extrude. It means I will sweep this surface up to the end. So I will select these 2 points and the curve. Yes, and I will select this point and up to 10, so that it will close the end. Now I want such components here. What I will do, I will copy the entire things and I want to copy it in X direction. Then I will give instances, number of instances, number of copies. I can say 2 mm. I will keep space 2 mm again. So just I will check 4 and distance of 2 mm offset. No, I need to give 4. Yeah, so it will be going out. Then I need to reduce 3, but it is again going out, so I need to reduce distance between offset, so it 3. Let's check if we can 4. So I will reduce again distance between 2, so I can say 2. Oh no, it is 3. I will say undo. Okay, again I will undo. I will select 3 only. Yes, these are the 3. We will keep 3 by 3. Okay, that will be fine. What I will do, I will move somewhere X side, so I will say copy and I will move it 1. Oh, that's good. Okay, then again I will copy here, copy with the 3 instances, and here in offset it's 3. Let's see. Yes, yes we can. Okay, and we will move further with here. What I will do, I will move it in Y direction with 1 mm. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so it is a heat sink. If I make solid frame, yeah, now you can see it is a beautiful heat sink which is used in electronics cooling. Then I will give labels. How I can give labels? uh, this design I want to cool. I will use a software like ANSYS. So for that purpose I need to label it, so that I will give boundary condition. So what I will do, I will go in a wireframe. First I will save this project, file save as, so that when light goes, it should not happen that we lost our geometry. So 3D geometry, and I can say thermal management. I can say save. Okay, so once I will save it, I need to label it. At exactly base there is a heat source, so I can say heat source. How much wattage will be there, that we need to define. That's why we can call as heat source. Yes, then I will say build topology before that. Yes, this build topology help us to remove the unrequired surface. Now you can see I am assuming that the material of the base plate and material of the fin are the same. So what I will do for that purpose, I will remove the surface which is at the base, so that I can assume that it is homogeneous material, and whatever the property I will give, that is along the fin also. So that is my purpose. you can assume different material also, but most of the cases whatever the base material is there, same type of material is always there for the fin. So here I need to label it. So again I need to give material. So what I will do, I will select body and I can say solid aluminum. Okay, I am taking aluminum. I will select diagonal point. Yes. Okay, so it's all about the heat sink, but when I want to solve it in any kind of software, I need to have a closed geometry. So for that purpose I need to model, design a air pocket so that we can flow air from one side and we will see how the cooling will be there. So for that purpose again I will go in a transport geometry. So here I will select 4 points and the dimension of fin is 10 mm. So I will copy the points in a z direction near about 15 mm so that there will be appropriate air pocket I will get. Then I will join this point. Yes, we are joining. So that the top of the box, I can say it is a air box, so that those the students who are willing to work on thermal management of heat sink, they can use this software. Just I will check why it is there. 1 2 3 4. Yeah, we need to close properly so that everything will be read. Yes, now it's good. So I need to define what is outside of the heat sink, that is the material point. I can say air. Why air? Because most of the heat sink are air cooled heat sink. That's why I have defined air, and we need to choose from which side air will come and from which side air will move out. I can assume positive x direction from which air will come. So I can say inlet and at one wall. Yes, and outlet at another wall. Okay, so this is the way by which one can give, and I can say wall to remaining part. It is a top wall, side wall, it is another side wall. Okay, and if I close this box and I can say wall, now you can see inlet and outlet only there. Okay, air is present and solid is also present, and from bottom side there will be a heating. Okay, so it is all about how we can model or how we can design heat sink for analysis. Okay, again I will save. Then our next part is to go for discretization of this geometry. What is mean by discretization? Discretization is nothing but the dividing the geometry into smaller components, so that whatever the governing equation for solving this problem, that governing equation used to apply for single cell or single grid. So I will go for mesh, then say apply. I will check how much fine mesh I will get here. So it will take some time, it means 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that. Yes, I got a good mesh. I will show you. Yes, now I will show you with, now you can see it is a box. Okay, if I hide this box wall, now you can see these are the triangular mesh or triangular grids which is used for analysis purpose. And for the base we are having here about 1 2 3 4 5 6 layer of mesh. Okay, then I will go for edit mesh, check, apply. Here check mesh means what it is going to check. Let's see. It will check following points. It will check duplicate elements, uncover faces, missing internal faces, volume orientation, surface orientation, hanging elements, multiple edge, triangular boxes, single edge, non-manifolds, uncovered faces. So these are the point which is used to check by the software. Then go for display quality mesh. So it is 0.36 is quite good. Then go for edit mesh. Yeah, we are in edit mesh. Go for smooth elements globally. Here we are smoothing the elements. Okay, then we need to send this geometry to solver which is used to solve the governing equation. So for that purpose I will go in output, press first button. Output solver is, for me it is a Fluent V6 and structural solver is ANSYS. Say apply. Go for boundary condition. As we are having two volumes, one is air, another one is a solid aluminum, and we have label the geometry also, it is there. Let's see, heat source, inlet, outlet and wall, only that. There is no parameter for this solver. Then last we need to save it. It is under thermal management, Fluent underscore thermal management. I will give same name for the geometry. Done. So this is the first step we have complete for our designing part, designing, or you can say solving heat sink problem, that is geometry creation and meshing. Then we will move further for Fluent. So here is a Fluent. I will say open. Then what I will do, I will go for read mesh. Where it is in 3D project and thermal management. So I will see where is Fluent thermal management. Yeah, here it is. Say OK. Now you can see here it is the Z direction, inlet and outlet. Okay, height in the Z direction. So check. Mesh was created in mm, scale, close. Okay, check mesh. Then model, as we will going to solve energy, it means we will going to see the temperature variation. That's why energy equation will be on and viscous laminar will be on. Then we will go for air. So it is default air material is there, close, and default aluminum is also there. If there is a change in material, just like solid, if we are having solid like copper, so for that purpose you need to go in Fluent database, select solid and then go for copper. Okay, here is a copper, but right now we are having aluminum, that's okay. Then go for cell zone condition. It is asking whether air is also there or not, but default air is there. For solid, default aluminum is there. If there is a change in material, we need to define it. Then we will go for boundary condition. At inlet we will give some velocity like 3 meter per second, and outlet we are assuming that it goes to atmosphere, so pressure outlet with 0 gauge pressure means atmospheric pressure. And there is a heat source, we are assuming the temperature, mostly there will be a heat flux. Okay, but right now we are assuming temperature of 350 degree Kelvin. It means it is near about 350 minus 273 if you do, so near about 50, 60, 70, 80 degrees Celsius. Okay, then we will go for reference value. You can say compute from inlet, fluid zone, air. These are the standard boundary condition or steps which is a default. Say compute inlet, say initialize, then go for calculations, give number of iteration. I can say 1000, 10,000. But where it will stop? It will stop when there is a convergence criteria will achieve. What is mean by convergence criteria? If you study numerical method, in numerical method particularly we used to find unknown, and for that unknown quantity we need to give some approximation, that is 0.001, that is approximation. Same way it used to solve with approximation. So these are the 4 lines. The first line is a continuity equation, the bottom line is energy equation, and remaining 3 lines are the momentum equation or velocity line, that is velocity x, y and z. Now you can see here continuity, x velocity, y velocity, z. So likewise it will be there. So we will wait for convergence. When it will get converged, at that time we will stop it, automatically stop. We do not need to close it, it will automatically stop. So, and why this software is used for thermal analysis? Because ANSYS is one of the company which develop such kind of application tool. By using this application tool, one can find out whether that heat sink is sufficiently cooled our system or not. If it is not, if there is a hotspot problem, now as we are from electronics background, we are know that in electronic circuit there is always hotspot problem. What is mean by hotspot? at one place there will be a maximum heat generation will be there, and because of that hotspot there may be a failures in the system. So to avoid that hotspot, one of the solution is we should have a proper heat sink cooling. And for proper heat sink cooling, yes, we are having heat sink, but the blower we are using or fan we are using to blow air over a heat sink, if it is not having that much quantity of meter per second, there will be a problem. If default that heatsink is having failure, then there will be the problem. So there are n number of problem are there in heatsink. If we use such kind of tool to analyze, then definitely you can design a thermal management system which will be a appropriate system for electronics heatsink management. So we will wait e raised to minus 3 up to e raised to minus 3. When e raised to minus 4 will come, at that time the solution will arrive. And I hope you are enjoying this session, because intention of this session is to solve heatsink problem starting from the scratch. You have seen that I have started the geometry from point to line, line to surface, and surface to volume, so that if you refer this video for a thermal management system, if you do step by step, even though if you go step by step, then and then you can achieve your solution. So that is beauty of this software. Nothing is hidden, everything is open and easy to access. So it's student version I am using. So student version is available for each and every students, so they can follow, if they can visit ANSYS website, then there is a provision of students application for license copy. So student can easily get it from the ANSYS. No need to use pirated copy, so that is harmful. So here we are coming closer to closer, that is 2.15, then 2.14, then I think 2.13. yeah, that's great. So we are going closer to closer. And if you look these lines are more parallel now. Okay, at the beginning you can see it is a curve, and when the solution will going to achieve, when we are moving closer to our solution, then the line becomes straight and straight. There is no curvature in the line. So you can see we are moving closer to closer. And this video will help you a lot if you do your process, or if you do your simulation step by step as per the guideline given. So it is 1.74, 1.71. I am reading this first part, okay, which is for continuity equation. When continuity equation reach to e raised to minus 4, it is right now it is e raised to minus 2. It will go e raised to minus 3, then e raised to minus 4. So probably it will require more than 3 to 4 hours to solve it. Okay, but we will not wait up to that time. We will pause this, or we will stop this solution. We will see the results. But my intention is to that at least you can see that how much time is required for any kind of solution, any kind of simulation. It is not a things that you can do it within one click. Okay, and this degree of difficulty of arriving solution will increase as there is an increase in degree of difficulty in the geometry. Okay, when you select a complicated geometry, at that time you will require more time. Now it's 1.30. Okay, so what we will do, we will stop this solution here and we will see the results, whether we are getting appropriate result or not, whether we are getting some temperature deviation in the field or not, that we will see. So for that purpose, what we will do, we'll stop this solution here. We are at 102 iteration. Okay, if we will not get a proper solution, then we need to go for again more iteration, which is required for the solution. Then I will go for CFD post. Here is the CFD post. And you will enjoy this kind of thermal management or thermal analysis part. So it will few minute or few second to open. Yes, it is open now. You can go load results, file, load results. Where it is in 3D projects and thermal management. Fluent thermal management is the name of the file. Let me check whether I will write once again. Yes, again I have written for sake of my purpose, whether I have properly written or not. Fluent thermal TH. Yeah, here we need to import .dat file, that is the data file. Okay, so it will be like this. Yeah, in X direction it is inlet and Y direction is outlet. So let's check what we will do. I will take one plane. Okay, plane of, there is XZ, X and ZX, say apply. So plane is here. I will put this plane exactly mid of the fin or center of the heat sink, so that I will get exact picture of fin. Yeah, here. Done. I will go for contours and here I will select plane and I will select temperature. So now you can see here This is a temperature profile, how the fins are there. This is the temperature profile of fin, how the air will move. Maximum temperature is a 350 degree Kelvin, and we need to wait for more time. You can see all fin from the base to tip, it is hot. Okay, same way we can see a pressure variation, how much pressure drop is there. Here it is, at the inlet there is a more pressure drop. You can see velocity also, it is a velocity profile. Okay, as you can see that such type of, it means inline fins are not useful as much that offset fin or zigzag fin. You can see here air will move, so air only pass for one row only. For remaining row there is a no air. You can see here velocity is near about 0. Then there is a problem of hotspot. Why we can say there is a why we observe hotspot? Because of such condition. And there are research are going on which suggests that zigzag or offset fins are more better than inline fin. So it is called as inline fin. So, and it result shows that the how it is efficient or not. Okay, what happened with the air, whether air is mixing properly or not, you can see by the geometry. So this is the way by which one can show the results. Then we can see a streamline also. Streamline, I can off this contour. Plane, I will choose plane, and I will increase this point. Yes, I am increasing this point, and now you can see here it is almost 0 velocity. Okay, and you can simulate here. You can see animation also. Yeah, so it's nice. So there is a less possibility of air which is moving inside two fins, because our arrangement is something different, that is inline arrangement. That's why there is less heat transfer, less thermal management, or you can say there is a less efficient fin is there, that which is inline. But why people used to go for inline? Because it is easy to manufacture. So that is only reason. And if you can see such kind of result by using good software, then you will find that how one can do a effective thermal management. So it's all from my side, that is how to do a thermal management case study starting from the scratch. It means from drawing. We have used ICM CFD for drawing purpose and meshing. We have used second software, that is a Fluent.